programming with some breaking news. Baton Rouge police are getting ready to reveal some more details about the deadly triple shooting that happened on Memorial Day, one that shook this community really to its core, because among the victims was a 1-year-old little girl who was hit by a stray bullet in this. Now, we expect the Baton Rouge police chief to announce the arrest of at least one person, possibly more, connected to this case. He is at the podium now. Let's listen in.
Developments in the investigation from the triple homicide that occurred on May 31st on College Drive. Our detectives have been working around the clock since this homicide occurred. And I want to start off by thanking the community for stepping up, for getting involved, for working with law enforcement so that we can make an arrest on these individuals. So I'm going to ask Sergeant Williams of Detectives to give you the information from the great work that our detectives have been doing since this case started. Sergeant.
Since this took place, our detectives have been working pretty much nonstop trying to develop suspects and find out who did this at that pool party that day. Today, well, actually all week, but today, actually, with the help of the Marshal's office and our SRT team, they were able to hit a house, took a few people into custody, and have since learned additional names that of people that were out there when that took place. They have since obtained 2 arrest warrants for 2 individuals who are outstanding that the Marshal's office is currently looking for. They took another juvenile into custody today. He was, or will be, or is being booked into juvenile detention. And there are 2 other warrants that are pending right now on one on a person that was out there that day, and one is another who helped these 2 guys get away and get out of state. With the help of the community, the tips that came in through Crime Stoppers and through our office and through some people that have just contacted us, we were able to bring a quick resolution to this case, and just want to thank all the community in Baton Rouge for the help that they did in helping us solve this case. Is it?
So, and just for clarity, because I know you went through it, how many arrests have been made?
1 arrest today has been made, and we have 2 warrants that have been submitted, and we're waiting on judge's approval today, which 2 more should be booked in this afternoon.
Okay. Again, I want to thank our detectives for the hard work and that they've been doing to identify those persons. I want to continue lifting the Brown family up in prayer, as well as all the families of the victims, of those who were involved. You know, right now in the city of Baton Rouge, and we're seeing this unfortunately on a national level, increases in homicides and shooting incidents. And just like we've continuously said that we cannot do this alone, the community got involved. This community cares, and we appreciate your cooperation. And we also know and ask that you continue to get involved. But we're asking you to get involved before the crimes happen. Let's not wait. Let's not wait. Right now, there's someone who's viewing this on social media. There's someone who's going to watch this on the news tonight. There's a mother, there's a sister, there's a neighbor, there's a brother, there's a friend who has information about their loved one, who has information that their loved one is in conflict or has a beef with someone. My message is to you. My message is to you. what are you going to do with that information? Because I have example after example after example that I hear from my detectives on what the finality is going to be if you don't do something, if you don't say something, if you don't get involved. We have too many cases where there was prior knowledge before the act happened. So my message is to those individuals who are in the inner circle, those loved ones, those friends and associates of someone who you know has communicated his or her intentions to commit a violent act against another person. If you're that mother and you don't want to know how it feels to lose a child, then I'm going to give you a telephone number. It's 225-267-7252. That's 225-267-7252. The organization is called Change. These are mothers who have lost their loved ones to violence in this city, and they are waiting to pick up that phone and offer you help, to work with you to de-escalate a situation that your child, that your loved one may be involved in. If you're that mother, that relative who has a son and he's getting caught up in group or gang violence, and you see this, I'm going to give you a number as well. It's 225-239-7835. That's 225-239-7835. It's called Truce. We have experts, we have people who love you, who want to help you, who want to get your child on the right track, who will help him find a job, who will help him get his education. Pick up the phone. Pick up the phone. If you're that person out there, that relative, and you know where you're listening right now that you have a loved one that's the victim of domestic violence, you know who I'm talking to. You know, there's somebody right now. I'm stepping on your toes. Let me give you a phone number. That phone number is 225-344-7725. That's 225-344-7725. It's called the Butterfly Society. You can also call 225-389-3001, IRIS. That's 225-389-3001. There are people who are waiting to help you, to provide services. People with real life experience who can help you get through your situation. Don't wait till it's too late. Pick up the phone and call today. Now, if you're that family member out there and you have a loved one who's suffering, who's going through some mental health crisis, who don't know how to manage his or her emotions and some of the stress that this current situation has presented to us ever since we've been in this pandemic, I have a number for you as well. And that number is 225-256-6604. That's 225-256-6604, and it's called the Bridge Center for Hope. You can take your loved one there voluntarily so that they can get the help that they need. Mental health is real in this community. Please take advantage of that. Or you can call us here at the Baton Rouge Police Department at 225-389-2000. And if you're one of those individuals and I stepped on your toes and you know in your heart what's the right thing to do, please do the right thing. You can make a difference. Any questions? Yes, ma'am.
Do we have a motive yet?
Not as of yet,
No, not at this time.
So you said the suspect in custody is a juvenile?
Correct.
And are any of the other suspects also juveniles, or are they
One of them.
one?
Correct.
Yes, sir.
Chief, you obviously talked about the outpouring of help and assistance from the public in the 8 days since this happened. That's not always the case with violent crime. though it is sometimes, but are you afraid that maybe if this, what happened on Memorial Day hadn't been so grisly, the shocking murder of a toddler, that maybe you would not be where you are today with these developments, with these arrests? Obviously, maybe asking you to talk about the discrepancies is when the public chooses to come forward with the information they have versus when they don't.
You know, it's fortunate that the public stepped up, but it's unfortunate this is not our first time we've seen this. You know, this isn't the first baby that has been murdered in our city. And we do see that when the life of a child is taken, that the response from the community is different, that there is more cooperation, there's more people who are coming forward to work with us. Let me be clear, we want that in every instance, in every homicide. In every homicide. We cannot close these cases out, and we cannot stop these cases and these incidents from happening without the community. But yes, because a baby was involved, we lost a beautiful soul. Did that play a role in the type of cooperation? Yes. Would we like to see that in every case? Yes, we would.
Sir, just a quick question. For clarification purposes, did you say that one was arrested and warrants were issued for 2 more people or 4 more people? And then a follow-up question is, how many shooters were there, and is the killer still believed to be out of the state?
I'll let you speak on that, so.
The warrants that we had, that we were waiting to get signed, I just got notified those were signed, so there will be 2 more people arrested today and booked in today, and we have 2 more people outstanding that warrants have been issued for already that the marshal's office is currently trying to locate.
And sorry, just my follow-up question. How many killers were expected, or how many shooters were expected to be there, and is the killer still believed to be out of state?
We're looking at 5 people total involved, or that were there, that were a part of it. The ones that we believe shot are still outstanding, yes.
And not part of the 4 warrants that are currently out.
2 of them are out.
Correct.
That the marshal's office are looking for.
Are warrants out on the shooters?
Yes.
Okay.
And they're believed to be out of state, you said?
Marshal's office is looking for them.
Yep.
I mean, we've contacted the marshals and given them the information.
Yeah, and let me be clear. The warrants are there. They're actively being looked at by our federal partners. As you well know, we are part of the U.S. Marshals Task Force. I can tell you that those guys are actively looking for them wherever they are. And we have a lot of confidence in our federal partners and the work they do. They are the best in catching fugitives.
And those 2 are both adults, the suspected shooters, or is one of them a juvenile?
They both are not adults, is that correct?
One's adult, one adult.
One adult, one juvenile.
The juvenile, how old is he?
We're not getting any ages or any specifics until they're actually booked in jail.
So one of the shooters was a juvenile.
One of those that's wanted is a juvenile.
Is this a suspected gang activity?
We're not speaking on any motives at this time. It's still under investigation as we speak. We wanted to make the public aware of the developments in this case. We understand the public's interest in this, and we wanted to be transparent and give that information to you as soon as possible. As we speak, there are investigators, detectives that are still out there in the field working. So we want to be respectful of that.
Can you tell us the charges for each of the
With the warrant.
The ones that, the juvenile that was arrested today was arrested for 3 counts of principal to first-degree murder and illegal use of a weapon. One of the other ones arrested today is arrested for accessory after the fact. Another one is arrested for the same thing, 3 counts, attempt first-degree murder and illegal use of a weapon.
Okay, and then the 2 outstanding warrants?
I don't have that information. I think it's second-degree murder,
Okay.
I believe, but I can't swear to that one.
So we have 2 on 3 counts, principal to first degree and illegal use of a weapon, and then 1 on accessory after the fact.
Correct.
Got it, okay.
One more question.
Well, last question, what?
Just to follow up to his question that he asked earlier about the gang-related activity, do you feel that with the shootings leading up to this one, do you feel like any of these shootings may be related?
That we don't know at this here time, so that will be all part of the investigative process. Okay? Thank you.
All right, friends, you just watched the Baton Rouge Police Chief give an update on that Memorial Day shooting, one that is just really disturbing because it did involve the death of a 1-year-old child. Now, the chief does believe the death of that child, her name was Jatari Brown, a precious little girl. It was her face and her name really that the police chief believes drove a lot of community participation and action, trying to call in tips to help police solve this crime. Just a quick recap of what we learned. We have learned that there were, police believe, 5 total people involved in this crime. One of those was a teenager, a juvenile that they say has been arrested on a charge of 3 counts of principal first-degree murder. So that includes the death of Jatari Brown as well as 2 other people who were killed that night. We're also told that there are 4 arrest warrants that have been issued for the 4 other people involved in this. The marshal's office is assisting in 2 of those arrests, so that would indicate that those people are not in the Baton Rouge area currently, but they are currently being sought by the marshal's office along with Baton Rouge police. So that is the latest on this case. 1 arrest, 4 pending. We'll continue to follow this one closely. We did have a crew at that press conference, and we will bring you more details about this case coming up in our later newscast, starting with 9 News Alert at 4 in 10 minutes. But for now, we'll send you back to your programming.
Now, from Louisiana's News Channel, this is your 9 News Alert at 4.